Interestingly enough, there are still people today who do not recognize the threat of global warming. A common argument, well, my job is to talk about arguments skeptics have against global warming, why it's not a real thing or why it's not maybe caused by humans. The common argument people who believe global warming is entirely natural uses there's no consensus, or not all experts agree that global warming exists and is caused by humans. It is true that not all experts agree that global warming is caused by humans. However, only a measly 3% of them are under the impression that global warming is entirely natural. So it's safe to say this idea isn't very popular among the experts.
Yes. We're not saying it's entirely, we're not saying that it's not the humans' fault that global warming is happening. We're saying that it's not an urgent threat to humanity, that we have a lot of time before it strongly affects us.
Another common myth is that global warming ended in 1998. People seem to think that in the year 1998, global warming just stopped, ceased to exist, climate change stopped, it was no longer a threat, simply because in 1998, temperature records didn't show globally a large increase in climate. So people use this information to defend the fact that global warming isn't an issue and does not exist. But however, the years 2005 and 2010 were globally the warmest years on record. So this totally wipes out the idea that Earth's temperature suddenly froze in 1998. Some people seem to think that, well, even if global warming does exist, humans and species will be able to adapt. However, this is not the case because at the rate global temperatures are rising right now, many species will not be able to adapt in such short timescales. Additionally, global warming is not just about temperatures rising. That is, some places are drier, some places are wetter, and some places have higher numbers of droughts, floods, and fires. So, obviously, this will cause some species to go extinct or make them endangered and affect them, definitely. Global warming can also cause landscape changes. So, species that have adapted to very flat land, for example, won't be able to adjust to a hilly environment if that happens in the area they live, and vice versa. Some say that global warming doesn't have any health issues for humans. But according to the World Health Organization and the University of Wisconsin-Madison, climate change contributes to 150,000 deaths and 5 million illnesses or diseases annually. And they predict that these numbers will be doubled by the year 2030.
I'm sorry about this, but going back to your point about the 2005 temperature thing, that was also the year when Hurricane Katrina hit the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, and hurricanes form in warm water. So while the warm water there was a reach in the warm water, and hurricanes also form in El Nino, which is a natural thing in which the climate naturally gets warmer.
That's still used in 2010, which nothing significant, I think, as far as I know, happened. Additionally, they also predict that by the 2080s, flooding as a result of coastal storm surges will affect up to 200 million people. Also, on October 7, 2008, the Wildlife Conservation Society released a report listing 12 illnesses and diseases that global warming can cause to spread and worsen. One example is tuberculosis, which can worsen in both humans and livestock. Tuberculosis is an infectious bacterial disease which is characterized by the growth of nodules in the tissues, and it can spread due to droughts that can strike. And if a drought strikes an area, then that'll cause livestock and wildlife to seek out water holes. Therefore,
John!
Inappropriate.
Which will therefore bring them into closer proximity, causing the disease to spread.
Absolutely inappropriate. Your ballot is disqualified. Garrison, please leave the room.
What?
Leave the room.
That was
John.
Who did the time thing?
That was John.
Josh, you did that? You're the one that sounded it out like that?
Yeah.
Okay. You please leave the room. I saw Garrison counting down. I thought it was you said it. Somebody else took time for the remainder. We're in the middle of the third round.
How long was the third round?
4 minutes.
4 Thank you.
Okay, so do you want to start, or?
Yes, continue, yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, first I'm gonna refute the other team's points. Okay, so you guys are attacking us in a way where you're saying that, where you're thinking that we're saying that global warming isn't existing, when we're saying that global warming is a real thing that's happening. There's scientific evidence proving that. We're not going up against that evidence. We're just saying that it's not an immediate threat. It's so gradual that it's gonna take forever before it's gonna affect us. Yes?
So is the fact that the Earth is currently warming 10 times faster than when we come out of a climate change, an ice age, which is normally the fastest rate of climate change, are we saying that because even though we're going 10 times faster than that, it's still not a big deal because we shouldn't worry about random rapid increases in temperature?
Well, it's still increasing really, really gradually. Like, I mean, it's faster than it normally increases, but it's still really gradual, so it's not an immediate threat. It will be a threat in like the future, like for future generations and stuff far down the line, but it's not an immediate threat.
You say that it won't affect people until really far down the line. I made a point in my debate that it already contributes to 150,000 deaths and 5 million illnesses and diseases annually.
Wow, you guys are taking up on me. Okay.
I'm so sorry. And also, even if it's not a threat for us, as you're saying now, even though we have evidence to support that it is, we still have to worry about our future generations. We can't just say that that's for them to handle. We have to prepare for what is happening now and what will happen in the future.
But it's like so far off in the future that, I mean, we should be doing some things to like prevent it from warming too much, but how does global warming cause these deaths that you mentioned? Okay, Carrie, you had your...
Well, when heat is combined with CO2, it creates ozone, and while there is a lot of ozone in the ozone layer, which has helped keep the Earth stable for hundreds and thousands of years, it's getting so much that in cities, people are dying and being diagnosed with certain lung disorders and diseases. And it's also causing asthma in small children. It can lead to premature death.
People can die from heat stroke, and because they live in a warm environment that's only getting warmer and they can't get out. And in addition, we're seeing spreads of like diseases like malaria that are carried by insects that live in warm climates. They're going further and further north, which is only contributing to the deaths because of global warming.
Well, but this isn't, well, like the whole ozone thing isn't exactly just, that's not really caused by the Earth heating up, that's caused more by the carbon dioxide, which results in the Earth heating up. So it's like, it's not exactly global warming, it's just like another side effect of the thing that's causing global warming. So yeah, and it's really natural for the Earth to warm up and stuff. So okay, what?
If it's natural, then why did you say it was heating up more rapidly than normal?
Well, it is natural for the Earth to heat up. It's just, I mean, we are causing it to heat up a little faster, but it's natural for it to heat up. And normally after it heats up for so long, then it kind of goes into an ice age, like pretty soon after. So it's gonna cool itself down after, like in the way far off future when it does get too hot. But that's way in the far off future. It's not immediate threat. Okay. Sit down.
Thank you.